Hi guys. Let's see. My sound okay? Ugh. Um, Thank you, Druid. Yay! Oh my gosh, you guys, it is the last couple of days of December. I cannot believe this. The last couple days of 2025. Um, you know, I I've done a lot of things in 2025, but I'm also kind of ready to say 2025, get out of here. It's been quite a year. Um, Real quick, if you were not at Jill and I did Stitch and Glitch yesterday. If you were not there, I have to show off one of the gifts my son gave me. And to sort of preface this, his belief about gift giving is, particularly for Christmas, is that you should give people the gifts that they would never buy for themselves. And you guys know Double T is one of my favorite friends. He is a folk menace puppet. And y'all, we now have a great blue whale. Look at her. Like she's too big to even do any puppetry here at my desk. She doesn't have a name. I thought maybe you guys could think of some names. So we'll wait for a little while into the year so that we can think of some names. Um, the way that these puppets are constructed is so amazing. I mean, look at her tail. The way the tail is constructed is it's constructed specifically so it'll do this. Isn't it amazing? Right, Robin? I know, she's wonderful. I never would have bought this for myself. I did have it on a wish list. I have forgotten because, sometimes I just see things where I'm like, this thing is so fabulous. Maybe I want to look at it again. So I'll just save it. And he looked at my wish list and he found this and he was like, my mother would never buy that for herself. So I'm buying it for her. So anyway, she has been added to the family. She's got her little, she's got silver fringe for her baleen. It's a little distraught here in the front, but what are you gonna do when you live off of baleen? So I hope you guys, if you celebrate Christmas, I hope you had a fun Christmas, a relaxing Christmas. Mine was fun. It went by really fast because we traveled a whole bunch. So it was all by car, luckily. No planes, no trains, just automobiles. But we were kind of bouncing all around. And I was gone for 8 days from my home. And it just went by really fast. But still, when I got home and I was like, oh my gosh, I've been gone for 8 days. Like, things need to be caught up with, right? So today, this is the last stream of the year. Because on Thursday, I will be here Thursday. I'm not planning on doing anything. It is January 1st, but I have no big plans this week, so I intend to be here. I might be alone or I might have lots of friends here. I guess it depends on what everybody's got going on, but I will be here. However, it will be the first stream of 2026. Right? So, oh, what does Druid say? In my German studies, there's a story about a fish named Flossa, which means fin. Okay, I like that. Like floss and flossa. Okay, I didn't know that's what that was fin in German. Very cool. Okay, so we'll put that one down as a possibility. I like it. It's kind of got sewing, sort of, in English. It's got the sewing connection. I'm liking this. Keep going, you guys. This is good. Druid has named a lot of things for us. She is very, very talented and very creative about naming things. Oh my gosh, Marianne! Marianne has gifted 5 subs. Thank you so much, Marianne. You are very sweet. You are very kind. I see some of the gifts have gone to friends that we know. So Word and Bird, Nerd, Kenny. So some of the other names on there, they are silent watchers, perhaps lurkers, and that's fine. Love to see some names that I'm not familiar with. So thank you very much, Marianne. That was very sweet of you, very kind. So, and if I must mention, gift subs are 35% off. So if anybody got any funds in their stocking that they would like to share, I'm terrible about doing that kind of salesy stuff. But anyway, so today I'm going to return to the Quilters newsletter magazines that we looked at. Oh, this has been like 10 days ago. We looked at December. We started off with December 73, Cake's First Christmas. But there are some articles in here that I want to read. One in particular, Sally Garut, in that December 73. I also did a little bit of sleuthing, and I have a couple of things to share about some of the earlier newsletters. But really quickly, because you guys helped me make this happen, I wanted to share my Twitch recap. So, in 2025, I streamed for 192 hours. If you watched all of those streams, you've been busy. Some of you I know were here for almost all those streams. Druid, Robin, DeMarie, I know you guys are here often. Marianne, you were here for a lot of them. I know there's some of my lurkers out there probably don't want their names blasted out, but I do know so many of you are here a lot, and when you're not here live, you catch up afterwards, and I so appreciate that. So 192 hours, 97 total streams. And now this is the one I can't quite get my head around. So 97 streams, but 90 days streamed. I'm guessing, I know I had a couple of like glitches where, I had to stop the stream and restart. And I think that might count as individual streams. So that kind of knocks the number off. But I can't remember doing that like multiple times, more than like once or twice. So I don't know. But still, 90 days streamed. I mean, that's like 3 months. Total hours watched, 1,261. That is amazing. My top category, talk shows and podcasts. That's just where I put us because we don't really fit most of the other topics. It says that I am in the top 10% of talk shows and podcasts. Now, that sounds really good, and I'm excited by that number. However, what I would say is what I do know about Twitch is there's bazillions of streamers out there that don't stream regularly. So while there may, just say for the sake of making the math easy, say there's 100 streamers in talk shows and podcasts, but like 90 of them are rare streamers. They might stream once or twice a month, or if that. So that's how I'm considered like these top tiers. I did see somewhere else where, and I'm not seeing it here in this recap, but I did see like some other piece of my recap that said that I'm in the top 20% on Twitch. And I'm kind of like, what? No way. But it's easy to I don't want to say easy because it's not easy because you have to put the work in, but you can kind of get into these like top categories because most of the population of Twitch just doesn't stream regularly. And I stream regularly because you guys show up. It would be hard, I think, to do this if I didn't have my regular folks, that are here. And I know you're there. And even when you're not commenting, I still know I'm talking to you. So, like, seriously, I couldn't do this without you. So I'm so proud of these numbers. It talks about my top stream, but I don't know what it is. It tells me my top stream has all these viewers, but it doesn't tell me what that top stream is. So who knows? I could probably find it somewhere else in my data. You guys are a chatty bunch. 4,899 chats. So, and the top channel emotes, the heart is the number one, the little face on it. So the purple heart, that's a Twitch emote, but the little pink heart with the face, that's an emote I created. The one where it kind of strobes the different colors, quilt block, that's also one of my quilt blocks. That one's number 2. And I think number 3 is either the radish or the LOL. I think those are really close. And let's see. Got my biggest fans. Again, I'm not going to call out everybody's names. But you guys know who you are, and you know each other, right? You see each other here. Also got raids. We did 5 raids. 21 new subscribers. So, this is so great. This is so exciting. We have this chat badge unlocked. It looks like a kind of thing, like it looks like a mace, like that medieval thing it's like a stick with a chain and like a spiky ball on the end. That's kind of what it looks like. If you guys see it in the emotes, That we did that. We got that. It's a weird one. I don't know why. Um, yeah, so I think that's all of the big stuff. Um, yeah. So thank you guys. You did this. You made this happen. And I'm just so thrilled, you know? So let us get. Oh, I earned a hype chest. Let's open it. Let's see what it is. It apparently is a little cat. It's only visible to me. So let me unearth my keyboard here. Okay, that's what we got. This little cat. And maybe something else. Marianne shared something else that we may have gotten. So, so cool. All right. A couple of other things before we get moving. I want to drag in more people over to quilt nerding. So on Tuesdays, of course, all of you, I'm talking to the choir here because you guys come. But anybody else who's new here, given that it's we're embarking on the new year, I just want to put it out there. Do another stream over on YouTube on Tuesday nights called Quilt Nerding with my friend Jill. We go live. And it's kind of book clubbish. So we are finishing reading this tomorrow, and we don't read online. I read online here. We don't read online over there. We are reading newer books, living author books. So Amy Newell, this is the one we're finishing. We'll do our discussion tomorrow night. And then we are going right over to this one. And I know this is impossible to read. It's very hard, but it's called Mauve or Mauve. We discussed this yesterday. What is the proper way to say it? I feel like most of us say mauve, like suave, mauve, but mauve is the other way of saying it. And this book it's called Mauve or Mauve, How One Man Invented a Color That Changed the World. This is about William Perkin. And we run across him all the time because he invented like the first synthetic purple. And purple is such a hard color to get naturally with natural dyes. So, and he wasn't even trying to invent a dye. He was trying to synthesize quinine for malaria. So we're going to read this. And I have not pre-read any of it. I have flipped through and seen like what some of the chapter titles are, and they look really interesting. So, this one is pretty easy to find online. We will assign the chapters tomorrow, but don't feel like you're behind. And I want to say I only paid a couple bucks for this on eBooks. So join us, won't you? Because you will learn something fascinating. And then two other things, my Christmas presents. I have to brag. So one is the catalog for Routed West, which is an amazing show. It is no longer up. I think it came down in November, I think, if I'm correct. But it is 20th century African American quilts in California. And these are quilts that were collected by very famous and maybe slightly notorious collector Eli Leon. He's a fascinating person. I've read a lot about him. I have a number of catalogs and things from things he did when he was alive. And so I'm really excited to look at this. I met Elaine Yao, who was the curator for this show. I met her, and she's delightful. And some of our friends, people I count as friends and colleagues, helped her curate this show. So important thing, and I'm very excited to really dig into this book. I haven't had a chance yet. And then finally, this The Secret Life of Textiles by Philip Anthony Sykes, Dr. Sykes. It is a British book, and it is notoriously expensive and hard to find. I found a copy of it that was still expensive, still more than I like to pay for books, but it was reasonable considering how difficult and expensive this book is. So, but basically what it is, if you guys remember The Dress Diary, which Jill and I read, I think it was early last year. I want to say we were reading The Dress Diary like in January, February. It is these textile diaries, swatches and things, 6 of them from England. So it is often frequently quoted. He, is a scholar and, looking at this stuff from that scholarly eye. So that one I'm really excited to dig into, and I will share snippets from that one because, I feel like it's one of those things that not a lot of people might get their hands on. So, um, you know, from an educational standpoint, fair use, I'm all about it. So, without further ado, let us get to some of my reading, and I'm going to move my screen around. So, first of all, I want to show two things that these are a little bit quicker, and then we'll get into the longer reading. So, first of all, I mentioned the other day that, I have a number of the very early Quilters newsletters. I think my collection starts with number 20, so I still have 1 through 19 to find. But I was having a struggle when I was just quickly looking through them because for the first few years, let's see, December 73 was the one I started with the other day. And this one, they have the issue number as well as the date and month. They don't have the months on these. They have the issue number and the year. But I realized when I open the very first page will have the actual month in it. So I just need to go and look through all these, and I've been putting a little flag on there so I can see the month. So I'm sure I have more Decembers that I didn't realize. So real quick, let's see. So number 20, I really just wanted to show you guys, just sort of read to you a couple things in here that are on the back, because I think I love the way that Quilters newsletter has, over the years, and of course it's out of print now, but over the years, Lehman Publications, Bonnie Lehman and her husband started the newsletter, and they ended up having a big, quilting supply warehouse and all kinds of things. When they started, it was very quilt centric, of course, because it's Quilters newsletter, but like the classified ads and things are still kind of, if you have ever looked at like other types of, nationally known magazines like Workbasket or Needlework, some of those magazines, Modern Priscilla, that kind of stuff. I think Modern Priscilla might have been, it's like Canada. I can't remember. But so these ads, especially in this early one, are, and let me put this one up so you can actually see it. Get the right one. Oops. Okay. So this is what we're looking at. I'll put it on the screen. Uh-oh. Oh gosh, what is happening here? Sorry guys, bear with me a second. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is the one I'm looking at. But what I'm reading you here is from the back cover, and these are the classified ads that were early on. First of all, they were 11 cents a word for non-subscribers, 8 cents a word for subscribers, and these are just some of the classified. So the first one is triple cheese 1-dish dinner. Preschool tested for the budget-minded mom. So then we've got machine quilting, attention dollars, DOLLERS. Join Friendly Dollcraft Society. So this is about dolls. And I've never heard of a doll collector or a doll maker called a dollar. But then again, people who sew have chosen sewist. Many people who sew, and I want to say everybody, but many people who sew have chosen sewist because sewer, SEWER, really looks like sewer. These things crack me up. So patchwork pot holders, quilt patterns, prints, quilt scraps, fresh peach pie. This is a recipe, 35 cents. That includes postage. Glazed, glorious, Niagara fruit belt favorite in flaky pastry shell. I think that's some good marketing there. Rare night blooming Sirius. I don't know plants, you guys, but it's Cereus. So it's a night blooming plant. Um, Rooted plants, easy to grow, $1.50. Hawaiian cake pudding dessert. This is from Polly's Kitchen in Honolulu. Triple cheese one dish dinner was also Polly's Kitchen. Recipes: 50 choice no bake cookies. And I think the rest of these things. Oh, lose weight, gain pep, delicious formula, 50 cents. So these are the things. And now, if you go forward into the future, all of the classifieds will be about quilting and like very closely quilt related. But in these early days, I think, as Bonnie Lehman is getting this publication going, she kind of has to take what she gets, right? So I think there's a lot of people that are probably taking notice of the newsletter and subscribing and kind of thinking of it like, an extension of those earlier women's crafting magazines like Work Basket. So I just thought this was just interesting to see because, these newer ones, we read from this one the other day. I'm holding up the one that has the interesting Hawaiian poinsettias on it. This one, I mean, you look at the classified ads in this, and let's see, this is 1995. Does this one even have classifieds? Yes, this has like the magazine classifieds. These are no longer the little, although you can put these little, these short little blurb, like they're only words. There's no pictures. You could still put those in here, but these are all fabric, books and periodicals, patterns and kits. This is 100% quilting and sewing related, sewing machines. Yeah, so by this point, there's not one ad in here for a peach pie or weight loss. So just interesting in terms of how these things have, how they progressed over all of these years. Okay, one other thing I want to read you, and I lied to a friend and said I was going to start with December 73, but I have one other one that I want to read to you guys. Oh, and by the way, what you see here on the screen, let me tell you about that real quick. This quilt, it's called Forward Together, and guess who it's owned by? This is from number 20. This is the June 1971 issue. This quilt was owned by President Nixon. And I'm thinking 71. I don't think Watergate was a thing yet. So I think Watergate, like we were deep in the Watergate scandal in 73 when I was born. So this is pre-Watergate. And so Mrs. Borkowski is the woman who, Mary K. Borkowski is the woman that made this quilt. Said she designed this quilt around his pre-election theme, Bring Us Together. During his campaign, Nixon saw this slogan on a placard held by a child in Ohio, and he used this idea in many of his campaign speeches, as well as his inaugural address. President Nixon has written Mrs. Borkowski a letter about this quilt. Needless to say, she values the letter. The quilt is a combination of applique and embroidery and is done in red, white, and blue on 12-inch blocks. So these big circles, I'm assuming those are either red or blue. Obviously, it's a white background. And then it's kind of, let's see if I can zoom in here. I think all of this is embroidery. These squares and these little, whatever you call those, little dollops. And so then these are applique on. It's very interesting. Lots of presidents have, were gifted quilts. I think that's interesting. All right. So before we get to the Sally Garut article that I'm really excited about, I wanted to read another thing. I just happened across this as I was flipping through these. And we are looking at this, which is, this is May 1972, issue number 31. And even this one still has in the classifieds, we've still got these, like some, crocheted Barbie clothes, a bunch of different types of recipes. Let's see, cookie recipes that actually sound really good. Sugar crusted muffinettes. I don't know what that is, but it sounds delicious. But as I was flipping through here, and I've seen this article before, but I can't remember if I've read it to you guys. But the reason why it really stands out to me is because it's about American Hurrah. Now, American Hurrah was a shop, an antique store, a quilt gallery. I'm not sure how they would have defined it. Um, but they sold quilts and quilt tops, and I think probably other quilty things. They started as antique dealers, and then they moved into exclusively quilts. And the reason why I bring them up, because if you look through any book that precedes, I don't want to, I don't even know exactly what date they closed the store down, but I think throughout even the early 90s, perhaps, books, magazines, all kinds of different publications would reference them. They shared their quilts far and wide for magazines and quilts, or sorry, quilt books. So they're just an interesting pair, and they were not what I expected when I saw this magazine article. So I'm going to read this to you. And this is the issue it's from. This is a very cool quilt on the front. Not one of theirs, I don't think. So Joel and Kate Kopp, proprietors of American Hurrah, showing a few of their quilts. So let me real quick go back to me so you can, I forgot to take a picture of this. So this is them.